I now call the regular city council meeting to order at 9:01. If you can please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, please rise. If you are participating remotely, please mute your microphone. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated. City Clerk, roll call, please.
Mayor Lopez,
Present.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Here.
Councilmember Larios and Councilmember Merlo are currently not present.
City Clerk, do we have any changes to the agenda?
There are none.
May I have a motion to approve the agenda?
I'll move Ibarra.
A second.
Motion by Councilmember Ibarra, seconded by Councilmember Davis to approve the agenda. I'll call the roll. Mayor Lopez,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We will now take public comments from members of the audience. If you would like to provide public comment, please come to the podium or click the raise hand button in Zoom. Do we have any raise hand buttons left?
There are none.
Okay, we will now go on to presentations. Agenda item number 1 is recognition of outgoing city commission and committee members. City Clerk Poe will present this item.
Thank you, Mayor. The city has several boards and commissions, and we have 4 outgoing commissioners that we would like to recognize for their service. Unfortunately, none of them could attend, but we would like to acknowledge Jimmy Andrioli, John Baca, James Chang, and Alan Franz for their service on the various city commissions and committees. Thank you.
Now we will go on to agenda item number 2 is a proclamation recognizing retired employee Fernando A. Valenzuela. City Clerk Pope will present the item.
I'll turn it over to Human Resources Director Earl.
Mr. Valenzuela was not able to be present this morning, so we'll make sure that he receives his proclamation.
Thank you. We will now go on to item number 3, Employee Service Pin Awards for June 2022. Human Resources Director Earl will present this item.
Good morning, Mayor and members of City Council. During the month of June, we had 3 city employees achieve service milestones with the city. I believe we have one of those individuals present with us this morning. We'd like to recognize Daniel Cordova, Gas System Superintendent, for his 10 years of service to the city. Daniel, if you'd come forward. Daniel was hired as a gas system superintendent in the Public Utilities Department on June 6, 2012. Please join me in congratulating Daniel on his 10 years of service.
We will now go on to agenda item number 4 is a proclamation commending and honoring Coast Packing Company on its 100th anniversary. City Clerk Pope will present the item. Okay. We'll table item number 4.
Do we need a motion to move it? No.
We will now go on to public hearings. Item number 5 is franchise towing fee agreements. Police Chief Sosa will present this item.
Good morning, Honorable Mayor, members of City Council. On February 19th of 2019, the City Council adopted ordinance numbers 1259 and 1260 respectively, granting U.S. Tow Incorporated and Mr. C's Towing of Southgate Incorporated franchise towing services agreements for a term of 3 years, which has now expired. In order to select qualified vendors that can provide official police towing services for the next 3 years, on April 12th of 2022, the city administrator authorized staff to issue a request for proposals seeking qualified licensed tow providers to enter into a franchise agreement to perform rotational police towing storage services. The RFP was emailed to 6 local tow companies operating in the general area and was posted on the city's website. In addition, an RFP notice was published in the Los Angeles Wave news publication. The VPD received 6 responses to the RFP. The 6 proposals were reviewed and assessed by an evaluation panel comprised of representatives from the police department administrative staff. Before conducting an assessment of each proposal, members of the evaluation panel conducted on-site inspections of each of the 6 tow companies. After evaluating and rating the proposals, the tow companies were ranked according to the scores of the evaluators. Based on the physical inspections, reference checks, and evaluation of the proposals, the evaluation panel is recommending the following 2 tow companies: Mr. C's Towing of Southgate Incorporated and TowWorks LLC, doing business as Vertels. The city attorney's office has prepared a standard agreement for official police tow services. This agreement establishes the city's requirements and minimum performance standards, payment of fees, reporting requirements, and other terms and conditions related to vehicle towing and impound services for the police department. The agreement is for the term of 3 years. Chapter 4.1 subsection C of the city charter requires that the city council grant a franchise by ordinance. Accordingly, staff is recommending the adoption of ordinance numbers 1284 and 1285, granting franchise agreements to Mr. C's Towing of Southgate and TowWorks LLC respectively. A public hearing notice informing the public about the proposed ordinance was posted at City Hall and published in the Los Angeles Wave on July 7th. Should council approve staff's recommendation to grant franchise agreements to the aforementioned towing companies, a second reading and adoption of the proposed ordinances will be scheduled for this August 2nd council meeting. That ends my report, and I'm happy to take any questions that the council may have.
Do any members of the city council have questions of staff at this time?
No.
I now open the public hearing. If any member of the public would like to speak on this matter, please come to the podium or click the raise hand button on Zoom. Comments should be limited to 3 minutes. Please state your name and business affiliation, if any. Do we have any comments on Zoom?
There are none.
Thank you. I now close the public comment portion of the public hearing. Does the city council have any questions at this time?
No.
Seeing that all questions have been addressed, I hereby close the public hearing and open council deliberations. Once deliberations are complete, I will entertain a motion. Is there a motion for item number 5?
I'll move Ibarra.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Ibarra, seconded by Councilmember Davis, to introduce and conduct first reading of ordinance number 1284, granting to Mr. C's Towing of Southgate, Inc., a franchise towing services agreement. Introduce and conduct first reading of ordinance number 1285, granting TowWorks LLC, DBA Vertels Central Northeast Division, a franchise towing services agreement, and directing staff to schedule second reading and adoption of ordinance numbers 1284 and 1285 for the August 2nd, 2022 regular city council meeting. Mayor Lopez,
Yes.
Councilmember Merlo,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We will now go on to the consent calendar. All matters listed on the consent calendar may be approved with one motion. Items may be removed from the consent calendar by any member of the council. Those items removed will be considered immediately after the consent calendar. Does council wish to pull any items from the consent calendar?
No.
Are there any public comments for the consent calendar? Do we have any on Zoom?
There are none.
May I have a motion for consent calendar item numbers 6 through 16?
I'll move.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Merlo, seconded by Councilmember Davis to approve the consent calendar. Mayor Lopez.
Yes.
Councilmember Merlo,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Yes.
Motion carries. If Mayor,
We'll
I
go
believe
back
we're
to
ready
item
to go
number
back.
4.
Mhm,
Okay,
Thank
we'll
you.
go back to item number 4. Item number 4 is a proclamation commending and honoring Coast Packing Company on its 100th anniversary. City Clerk Polk will present the item.
This is a proclamation of the mayor and city council of the city of Vernon commending and honoring Coast Packing Company on its 100th anniversary. Whereas Coast Packing Company is known as a leading supplier of edible fats and oils and the #1 supplier of animal fat shortening in the Western United States. And whereas Coast Packing was founded in 1922 as a Southern California livestock and meat packing business, and in 1962 transitioned to the processing of animal and animal vegetable shortening products. And whereas Coast Packing expanded over the years into a regional food industry powerhouse and is an integral part of Southern California's restaurant, baking, and food industries, now supplying beef tallow, animal vegetable shortening blends and vegetable oil and shortening products, selling to major manufacturers, distributors, retailers, smaller food service operations, and bakeries in California and beyond. And whereas Coast Packing participates in diverse ethnic markets, including Hispanic retail chains with the Viva brand and various Asian specialty markets. And whereas the Gustafson family still runs the day-to-day operations of the company to this day, and a new generation of Gustafsons remain committed to family tradition. And whereas Coast Packing's business culture remains true to its founders' values and remains one of quality, reliability, transparency, strong customer relationships, and respect for its employees, customers, and suppliers. And whereas Coast Packing has been in the city of Vernon for 100 years, during which time they have created countless jobs and supported the local economy and community. And whereas Coast Packing exemplifies the Vernon means business motto with its long trajectory in business, doing business in its initial location in Vernon, and today owning and operating processing facilities that comprise 100,000 square feet. And whereas Coast Packing Company is an active partner of the community and supports local organizations, including LA Regional Food Bank, Midnight Mission, and University of Southern California. And whereas a member of the Vernon Chamber of Commerce, Coast Packing is committed to sustaining economic growth in the region. And whereas Coast Packing is a true American success story whose centennial anniversary and many contributions to the local community during the past 100 years warrant recognition. Now, therefore, the mayor and city council of the city of Vernon, on behalf of its employees, residents, and businesses, hereby commends and congratulates Coast Packing Company on its 100th anniversary. This proclamation is being presented to Coast Packing Company by the Honorable Mayor Leticia Lopez, and on behalf of the city council of the city of Vernon, this 19th day of July, 2022.
Hey, my friend. Good.
Council, thank you very much.
Did you want to say something?
Sure.
Okay, we're gonna have you, yeah.
I promise it will be as long
You know
as
what?
it was read. That made Homer blush, made his Odyssey feel like a short story. My
Do you want
goodness.
to go back to the center so that you're on
Sure,
camera?
yeah.
You're not on camera.
You mind if I
I'll
maybe
I'll
hand
take
that
that
over
for you.
to you? I want to block everybody though.
Oh, no, in the
No.
middle here.
You sure?
Yeah,
Empty spot right there.
there you go.
Good morning, everybody. Thank you very much to the honorable members of the council, Honorable Mayor Lopez as well, staff, Carlos, everybody, City of Vernon. Thank you for helping to support our family. Wow. I get emotional. Thinking of my dad right now. How proud he is, our family, my great grandfather, my grandfather, those who came before us. and all of our employees for supporting our family and Coast. I can't believe we've made it to 100 years. It's something that when I started 20 years ago, my dad would talk about. And there are times that we kind of wondered why we're still here, but I'm fortunate and blessed that we are. I'm grateful to our people, our employees, everybody in this room, all the staff in Vernon. We've had a lot of fun together, a lot of ups and downs. But I'm looking forward to the next 100 years and who comes behind me. I'm sure my son will be kicking my butt someday to get me out of the seat, much like I did to my dad at times. But it's been a fun journey, and I'm looking forward to where we go next and all of the exciting, fun challenges that we face together in the city. There's a lot of opportunity. The city does mean business, as Carlos and I have talked over the years, and others. I mean, this is the best place in all of California to do business, hands down. So I'm excited to see where we're headed next together with that public-private partnership. And I want to thank all of you for your support, and my employees and our customers and our suppliers. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Thank you.
Congratulations. We will now go on to new business. Agenda item number 17 is appointment of Zaina N. Musa as city attorney. Human Resources Director Earl will present this item.
Thank you, Mayor and members of the City Council. In February, City Council directed staff to engage with an executive recruitment firm to conduct a recruitment for the position of city attorney. Wendy Brown Creative Partners, WBCP, was selected to conduct the recruitment process. The filing period concluded May 24th, and WBCP received 29 applications from a group of very well qualified candidates, including from current city attorneys, assistant city attorneys, and senior attorneys from other agencies. Initial phone screening interviews were conducted by the recruiter, after which a most highly qualified group of 6 candidates participated in a panel interview, which included both internal and external evaluators. At the conclusion of the panel interviews, 2 candidates were recommended for further consideration and met with the city administrator and then with the city council. At the conclusion of the interviews with city council directed staff to develop an at-will employment agreement with Zaina Musa to serve as the next city attorney for the city of Vernon. Zaina has spent her entire career representing municipalities. She began her legal career at a private law firm working for public entities and focusing on litigation defense work with a specialization in high exposure police defense and municipal liability cases involving allegations of excessive force, wrongful death, and dangerous conditions of public property. Zaina joined the City of Vernon City Attorney's Office in 2013 as part of the city's broad implementation of good governance measures. She has played a key role in moving the city forward in its goals towards becoming a model municipal government. She's been instrumental in developing and implementing new personnel policies, developing and standardizing template forms and contracts, as well as procurement policies and purchasing standards. Zaina has also provided sound legal advice in the area of labor and employment law, assisting in the labor negotiations process, the transition of the city's fire services to Los Angeles County, and advising the city in arbitration and civil litigation matters. Since July of 2021, Zaina has served as interim city attorney and has assisted in every aspect of the city's reacquisition of the Malberg Generation Station power plant, has greatly improved internal customer service to the city's various departments, and has significantly reduced the city's overall legal expenses. Zaina's commitment to the success of the city of Vernon is remarkable and unwavering. The city is fortunate to have such a trusted and capable leader take on the role of city attorney at this time. The city has many exciting and challenging goals ahead, and this appointment by the city council will ensure the city's path forward is paved in a positive, ethical, sustainable, and legally sound manner. Following city council's approval of the at-will employment agreement, it would be appropriate for the city clerk to administer the oath of office. That concludes my report, and I'm available for any questions you may have.
Does any council member have any questions of staff? Are there any public comments? Any on Zoom?
There are none on Zoom.
May I have a motion for item number 17?
I'll move Ibarra.
I'm Davis. Second, man.
Motion by Councilmember Ibarra, seconded by Councilmember Davis to adopt resolution number 2022-25, appointing Zaina N. Musa to serve as city attorney for the city of Vernon effective July 19th, 2022, and approving and authorizing the execution of a related at-will employment agreement. Mayor Lopez,
Yes.
Councilmember Merlo,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Yes.
Motion carries. Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name.
I, Zaina Musa,
Do solemnly swear or affirm
do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
against all enemies, foreign and domestic,
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
and that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I'm about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Yes.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, council. First and foremost, thank you to City Council. I am honored and privileged to be appointed and to serve this council. You've brought us stability and transparency. You push back and challenge us to do more and do better. And I'm proud to be your city attorney. Thank you to Carlos Fandino, our visionary city administrator. A lot of us would not be here without Carlos. His commitment to the city is unwavering and inspiring. And he is tenacious and he has such a big heart. So thank you, Carlos. My husband Julian is here today. We're both very busy lawyers raising two small kids, and I could not have taken on this role without a supportive and loving partner. So thank you. Vernon is very special to me. It's given me a lot more gray hair over the last 9 years, but I love it here. I truly feel so supported by council, by our department heads, and by colleagues in every department. I value all of you, and I'm constantly impressed by our city team, especially Eva. Where are you, Eva? She's going to kill me for pointing her out, but without Eva, our office truly could not run. So thank you for keeping me sane. Vernon is often misunderstood. I think a lot of us in this room probably have that experience. When someone asks where you work, they usually say, "Where's Vernon?" Or, "Oh, Vernon." So I believe that Vernon truly can be a model for what can be accomplished when public service is streamlined and efficient and committed to responding to the community, our business community, our residents, and the Southeast LA community. My directive from City Council is to make sure we stay true to our core values of good governance and transparency. And I use that as my guidepost for every legal opinion and issue I analyze. I am so grateful for this opportunity. I am proud to be part of the city, and I look forward to working with all of you into the future. Thank you so much.
Sure. Try to count.
We will now go on to agenda item number 18 is a memorandum of understanding by and between the city of Vernon and the Vernon Police Officers Benefit Association. Human Resources Director Earl will present this item.
Thank you, Mayor and members of the City Council. The current memorandum of understanding between the City of Vernon and the various bargaining groups expired on June 30th, 2022. At the direction of the City Council, staff began negotiations with the Vernon Police Officers Benefit Association, which represents employees in the classifications of police officer and police sergeant in May for the successor MOU. The parties reached a tentative agreement, which was then ratified by the VPOBA membership on June 23rd, 2022. The key provisions of the new MOU include the following. The term is for 3 years through June 30th, 2025. There's one salary grade increase for police officers and police sergeants based on market survey, a 3% cost of living salary adjustment in the second and third years of the agreement, an increase of $150 per month in bilingual pay, the addition of a third tier of longevity pay to correct a CalPERS compensation reporting error, a change in the method for calculating the number of holiday and lieu hours received, and some minor language changes to provide previous City of Vernon service credit towards vacation and retiree medical benefit eligibility, and to clarify certain provisions or eliminate outdated language. The fiscal impact of approving the new MOU between the city and VPOBA is approximately $207,300 for the 2022-2023 fiscal year. There's no additional appropriation requested at this time, and I'm available for any questions you might have.
Does council have any questions of staff at this time?
No.
Are there any public comments or any on Zoom?
There are none.
Seeing that there are none, may I have a motion for item number 18?
I'll move Ibarra.
Is there a second?
Motion by Councilmember Ibarra, seconded by Councilmember Merlot to adopt resolution number 2022-26, approving the memorandum of understanding by and between the City of Vernon and the Vernon Police Officers Benefit Association for the period of July 1, 2022 through June 30th, 2025. Mayor Lopez,
Yes.
Councilmember Merlot,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We will now go on to agenda item number 19, which is a memorandum of understanding by and between the City of Vernon and Teamsters Local 911. Human Resources Director Earl will present the item.
Thank you. As previously mentioned, the MOUs with the city's bargaining groups expired on June 30th, 2022. Staff began negotiations with Teamsters Local 911 in May of this year. Teamsters Local 911 represents a variety of technical, maintenance, and support staff personnel throughout the various city departments. On June 21st, 2022, the parties reached a tentative agreement on the terms of a successor MOU. The key provisions of the new MOU include the following. The term is for 3 years through June 30th, 2025. A 3% cost of living salary adjustment effective the first full pay period in July of each of the 3 years of the agreement. An increase of $150 per month in bilingual pay. Revision to the method for calculating holiday and lieu time for 24/7 shift workers. Reimbursement for a biannual certification for environmental health specialists. Development of remote work guidelines, and allowing prior city service credit towards eligibility for retiree medical benefits and vacation accrual, and minor language cleanup to clarify certain provisions or eliminate outdated language. The fiscal impact of approving this new MOU between the city and the Teamsters Local 911 is approximately $285,175 for the 2022-2023 fiscal year, and there's no additional appropriation requested at this time. And that concludes my report on this item.
Does council have any questions of staff? No. Are there any public comments or any on Zoom?
There are none.
May I have a motion for item number 19?
I move.
I'll second.
Motion by Councilmember Davis, seconded by Councilmember Ibarra to adopt resolution number 2022-27, approving the memorandum of understanding by and between the City of Vernon and Teamsters Local 911 for the period of July 1, 2022 through June 30th, 2025. Mayor Lopez,
Yes.
Councilmember Merlot,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We will now go on to item number 20 is citywide fringe benefits policy. Human Resources Director Earl will present the item.
Thank you. The fringe benefits policy sets forth the various benefits and other terms of employment for all employees not represented by an organized bargaining group, including executives, management, mid-management, confidential, unclassified, and elected officials. Similar to the recently approved MOUs, the changes to the fringe benefits policy outline changes to benefits and specifies compensation adjustments over the next 3 years for various unrepresented employees in the city. In summary, the key changes to the fringe benefits policy include a change to provide prior service credit for current employees who may have had a break in service towards their eligibility for vacation and retiree medical benefits. Amending the eligibility terms for retiree medical benefits for 9 executive employees, revising the minimum age threshold from 60 to 55, and providing service credit for cumulative public sector service rather than solely City of Vernon service. An increase of $150 per month for bilingual pay. In terms of compensation increases, the fringe benefit policy includes language for each group of unrepresented employees outlining changes in salaries for the next 3 years as follows. For executives, there is no salary adjustment for fiscal year 2022-2023. There is a 2.5% COLA or cost of living adjustment included in each of the following 2 years. For management and mid-management employees, in lieu of a COLA, employees will receive a lump sum off salary schedule payment equal to 3%, and then COLAs of 3% in each of the following 2 years. For confidential, unclassified, and elected officials, there's a 3% COLA provided for each of the fiscal years 2022-2023, 23-24, and 24-25. The estimated fiscal impact of these changes is approximately $352,903 for fiscal year 2022-2023, and there's no additional appropriation requested at this time. And that concludes my report on this item.
Does council have any questions for staff for item 20? Are there any public comments? Do we have any on Zoom?
There are none.
May I have a motion for item number 20?
I'll move.
Second.
Motion by Councilmember Merlo, seconded by Councilmember Davis to adopt resolution number 2022-28, adopting the citywide fringe benefits policy and repealing resolution number 2021-15. Mayor Lopez.
Yes.
Councilmember Merlo,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis.
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We will now go on to item number 21 is the amendment to classification and compensation plan. Human Resources Director Earl will present the item.
Thank you again. The classification and compensation plan for the city includes classification specifications or job descriptions for the various jobs in the city, as well as the salary schedules listing the title and salary range for each of the city's jobs. Staff is requesting city council approval of a group of new retitled and revised job descriptions, as well as the deletion of one existing classification. There are 9 new or revised job descriptions, as well as one deleted job description proposed for the Public Utilities Department, and one new job description proposed for the Information Technology Division. The approval of the new revised, retitled, and deleted job descriptions does not add any additional budgeted positions to the city's total number of employees. And these positions were included in the adopted 2022-2023 budgets for these departments. Staff is also requesting approval of the amended and or restated compensation schedules that are included as part of the city's class and comp plan. Approval of these exhibits sets forth the salaries for the new or revised job descriptions mentioned earlier. There's also a proposed employee group designation change for the deputy city clerk classification, an overtime exemption change for the classification of civil engineer, and a proposed salary change for the city's 2 intern classifications. Additionally, these exhibits implement salary changes as a result of the approval of the memorandum of understanding with the Vernon Police Officers Benefit Association, the Teamsters Local 911, as well as provided in the revised fringe benefits policy. It should be noted that Exhibit A, which includes the salaries for confidential, unclassified, and elected officials, included a deletion of the classification of payroll specialist senior and the addition of the title of payroll analyst. The job description for the proposed payroll analyst position was not included in this agenda item. Therefore, staff is recommending city council approve a corrected or amended Exhibit A so that the proposed job description for payroll analyst and its associated salary range may be considered at the same time at a future council meeting. And I believe the city clerk has available the revised Exhibit A for this item. And that concludes my report. I'm available for any questions you might have on this item.
Does council have any questions of staff?
No.
Are there any public comments or any on Zoom?
There are none.
May I have a motion for item number 21?
I'll move.
Motion by Councilmember Merlot, seconded by Councilmember Davis to approve new and revised job descriptions and adopt resolution number 2022-29, adopting the classification and compensation plan in accordance with Government Code Section 20636B1 and repealing resolution numbers 2021-16, 27-37, 42-44, and 22-02. Mayor Lopez.
Yes.
Councilmember Merlot.
Yes.
Councilmember Davis.
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We will
Thank
now
you.
go on to item number 22. Is a master services and subscription agreement with ChargePoint Inc. Acting Public Utilities Director Disenbury will present the item.
Morning, Honorable Mayor and members of City Council. The item before you today is the purchase of 10 direct current fast chargers from ChargePoint Incorporated through Sourcewell Cooperative Purchasing. These DC fast chargers, or sometimes referred to as superchargers, will enable VPU to pilot test its first electric vehicle public charging station. VPU will be working to reduce traditional diesel and gasoline carbon emissions and improve our local air quality by building the infrastructure necessary to power EVs. Even with the growing EV market in Southern California, driving range and charging of EVs is a concern to many drivers. A DC fast charger is a high-powered EV charger that delivers an 80% recharge in as little as 15 minutes. In contrast, a level 2 charger, typically used in household applications, charges an EV battery in roughly 8 hours. A fast charging station in Vernon will extend the EV driver range, bring customers to our local businesses, and raise consumer confidence as this driving segment builds. With Vernon located conveniently within just a few miles of 6 major freeways, DC fast charging stations will encourage EV adoption and help attract future green business interest to Vernon. To save on the overall cost of the pilot project, VPU plans to partner with Tesla. Tesla will install superchargers while at the same time, VPU will install the ChargePoint DC fast chargers, and both parties will benefit from sharing in the construction costs. This approach is the most cost-effective method to construct the station and will provide charging for nearly any make of EV on the road. VPU staff is very familiar with Tesla and Tesla's large market share of EVs in Southern California. We anticipate high usage at the preliminary development site. Tesla is working with a property owner on the outskirts of town that VPU would partner with. The proposed location on the city boundary will help minimize traffic concerns in the center of town. Tesla's superchargers will be connected to VPU's electric distribution system, which will help make up for future load reduction associated with a few of the traditional Vernon businesses that are planning to relocate. VPU anticipates an increase in transportation electrification revenue that in the short term will pay for the cost of the project in just a few years and sustain VPU's electric distribution load and revenue into the future. VPU selected ChargePoint as they possess a fully integrated portfolio of hardware and cloud services that allow an EV driver to identify the nearest public charger, pay by credit card or app, allow VPU to monitor and understand usage trends, and provide 24-hour maintenance response on the chargers. ChargePoint is an industry leader and their charging device works on nearly all electric vehicles. VPU can purchase the ChargePoint chargers through Sourcewell, a self-sustaining government organization offering competitively solicited products to government agencies. VPU and other departments in the city typically purchase competitively solicited vehicles through this agency. VPU has an immediate need, and if the procurement of the chargers is approved today, VPU will save 30% on the cost of the chargers as supply chain issues are forcing the price to increase in August. Procurement will also keep the project timeline aligned with Tesla, so VPU can take advantage of the cost savings associated with joint construction. The proposed master services and subscription agreement with ChargePoint has been reviewed and approved as to form by the city attorney's office. And funding for this project comes from state mandated public benefit funds collected by VPU to incentivize and promote reduction of carbon emissions. Sufficient funds for the not to exceed amount of $825,837.85 are available in the VPU Energy Management Public Benefit Rebate Account. And that concludes my report, and I'm available for any questions if you may have them.
Does council have any questions of staff?
I have one question.
Yes.
With the purchase of it, because I know pricing is going up in August, are you foreseeing any back orders just due to the limit of that? And then if there is a back order, are they going to charge you the difference when price increases in August?
So no back orders at this time. The current lead time we've been quoted is 40 weeks, which is extensive, which is why we'd really like to get in the queue now as soon as we can before those lead times push out any further. But ChargePoint does have all the chargers in stock.
And are they honoring the pricing?
Yep.
From,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are there any further questions? Are there any public comments? Do we have any on Zoom?
There are none.
May I have a motion for item number 22?
I'll move.
A second.
Motion by Councilmember Ibarra, seconded by Councilmember Merlo to approve and authorize the city administrator to execute a master services and subscription agreement in the amount not to exceed $825,837.85 with ChargePoint Inc. to procure direct current fast chargers for electric vehicles. Mayor Lopez.
Yes.
Councilmember Merlo,
Yes.
Councilmember Davis,
Yes.
Councilmember Ibarra.
Yes.
Motion carries.
We will now go on to oral reports.
Good morning, Honorable Mayor, City Council members. Today, I'd like to talk about 5 different items. Residential online bill pay, something that we've been talking about for quite some time. So good news. The Vernon Public Utilities is excited to share that the residential customers can now go online and pay for the utility bills. More features are coming next year that include online bill pay for businesses. However, the residential portion of it is up and running. A customer portal, paperless billing, and scheduling the payments in advance is just to name a few. All of these capabilities are connected to the utilities' effort to convert the city's new financial system and utility billing system. In the meantime, residents can enjoy the convenience of paying from the comfort of their home. Once a resident receives their bill in the mail, they can go online with their smartphone, tablet, or computer and pay their bill. The payment platform securely supports all major credit card options, Visa, American Express, MasterCard, and even PayPal and/or Venmo. To get started, just visit www.cityofvernon.org/payonline. Passports are now available at Vernon. The city clerk's office is working with the to be certified by the United States Department of State as a passport acceptance facility. The United States citizens are now able to apply at City Hall with passport services, applications, and ID photo services. They are available by appointment through online appointment system in the city's website. Coast Packing anniversary celebration. Again, we congratulate Coast Packing on celebrating their 100-year anniversary. The company would like to extend an invitation to the city council to attend the grand celebration on July 30th at their facility in Vernon. Please reach out to city admin if you'd like to attend. National Night Out is an annual event that promotes public safety, community partnerships to make neighborhoods safer and caring places to live. On August 2nd, from 5 p.m. to 7 p.m., Vernon residents may join the Vernon Police Department and the Los Angeles County Fire Departments on the City Hall lawn for a special evening with backpack giveaways for school-age residents, free food, games, raffle prizes. So please save the date and the flyers will be distributed soon. I will be heading to Sacramento today. Again, my goal is to try to get to the governor's office and express our concerns with the exiting of businesses in California. We continue to work with LAEDC, GoBiz, and different entities here that in the local region that are trying to support local businesses to stay here in California and in Vernon. We feel that we're making good strides. We're working in conjunction with our lobbyist firm up in Sacramento, and I'll report back more information soon. That's all I have.
Are there any reports from council? Seeing that there are none, we will now go on to closed session for agenda item number 23. We are back from closed session at 10:21.
Closed session report.
City Council met in closed session on item number 23 and no reportable action was taken.
Been,
I
Oh,
just
go
have
ahead.
one update to my report. So just one last update to my report is we're working with Smithfield in conjunction with a potential developer to come in. And I just wanted to let city council know that although the developer did meet with us yesterday to come in and work out some details of what their future plans are for the site. I'm working in conjunction with LAEC and GoBiz to ensure that known commodities here in Vernon, there's a lot of businesses here in Vernon that are interested in the property or interested in putting a processing center at that facility. So I'm basically putting them all together and see if they can all talk, come to an agreement, and we can get a different expansion in Vernon with some of the local companies. So I'll give another update at my next oral reports on what's going on, but right now everything's been planned.
Thank you. With no further business, I adjourn the council meeting at 10:22.